From the very beginning, Eminem kept his distance from Puff. When he officially signed with Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment in 1998, he made it clear he wasn't interested in industry politics. But even before that, back in 1996, Eminem was already throwing warning shots. At that time, he was still an underground rapper with no protection, no major label backing, and no safety net. Yet on one of his early demo tapes, Eminem delivered a line that raised eyebrows. Original bad boy on the case, cover your face, came in the place, blowed and sprayed Puffy with mace. That was Eminem publicly taking a shot at Diddy before fame, before success, before anyone could shield him from consequences. And that timing matters. He wasn't famous. He wasn't untouchable. He wasn't even signed. But even then, he was willing to name names. While countless artists were desperate to land a deal with Bad Boy, Eminem was dissing the most powerful executive in music. That alone separated him from everyone else.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating.
And it wasn't just Diddy that Eminem avoided. Another towering figure in hip-hop at the time was Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row Records. Suge's reputation was just as dark, if not worse. He was frequently in and out of prison, openly linked to violence, and widely believed to have built Death Row through intimidation and fear. Allegations followed Suge everywhere. Artists reportedly feared physical retaliation if they didn't comply. Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, some of the biggest names in rap were under his umbrella. Crossing Suge was widely considered career suicide. But Eminem wasn't interested. This became crystal clear during the filming of 50 Cent's Into Club video. Suge Knight reportedly showed up to the set with known gang members. Panic broke out instantly. Cameras were dropped. Dancers ran. Production shut down. Everyone understood what Suge's presence meant. Everyone, except Eminem. According to 50 Cent, while people were scrambling, Eminem calmly walked outside to confront the situation. No fear. No hesitation. Suge lit a cigar, trying to size him up. Eminem stood there unbothered. That moment changed everything for 50. He later said that was when he realized Eminem was real. Not a persona. Not an act. Eminem simply didn't care who you were. Suge never expected that response. He assumed Eminem would fall in line like everyone else. He was wrong.
Made a call to Diddy? Really? I got Diddy's number. Just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened.
Suge Knight himself eventually acknowledged it. He admitted that Eminem wasn't like anyone else he'd dealt with before.
In the club video shoot, and man, I just couldn't believe it. I didn't understand. Like, so we in the video, all you heard was, Suge is coming! yo, bro, Suge is coming! So I'm like, yo, I swear to God, cameras are falling, dancers are running, lights. Everybody's running, Suge is coming! So we couldn't believe it. Like, I'm from New York, I never seen no shit like that. So it's like, fight these Mexican blood killer. Niggas got the shit on their forehead, eyes. I'm on the 18th. Or go back home to the crib. Might as well go all out, fight right here. We around Dr. Dre, so it's like, yo, we gotta do what we gotta do.
So what happened? He lights the cigar and then
he just lights the cigar, and it's the out Suge. He light the cigar and he trying to see what you gonna do. Yeah. So Eminem, 50, everybody outside, light the cigar. I was bugging because I seen, this is when I knew Eminem was real. He's like, I don't give a man. This is when I knew, I'm like, damn, Eminem is a real these niggas 50 outside, what's up? And then Suge just walked away. The Mexican looked kind of confused, like they didn't know what's going on. But came outside. Eminem came outside 100%.
Wow. Oh, what did I miss? Okay.
And Eminem was like, yo, I don't give a man. Give a man. Because you remember, it's documented, Proof told Suge, yo, you Tupac in the middle of a party. Remember, them Detroit is a kind of...
Years later, Eminem doubled down. He wrote diss verses aimed at Suge, openly blaming the violent culture created by Suge and Diddy for the deaths of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. From the 1994 Quad Studios shooting to the East Coast, West Coast feud, Eminem made it clear he believed powerful figures were pulling strings behind the scenes. He even referenced this in his leaked Smack You diss track, suggesting both Suge and Diddy played roles in the chaos that consumed the era. The message was consistent. Eminem wasn't afraid of the so-called boogeyman of hip-hop. If Suge couldn't scare him, Diddy never stood a chance. Despite all of this, Diddy still had to hand Eminem a Grammy in 2003 for The Eminem Show. Publicly, there was no direct beef. Privately, the tension never disappeared.
Now, there's a lot of beefs. You got a lot of beefs. A lot of the rappers are separated. You can't have 50, ain't nowhere near Ja Rule. You know, you can't have Jay-Z near Nas. Nobody got no beef with Eminem. Ain't no rapper popping nothing about Eminem. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing bad about Eminem. Cause way too much stuff rhymes with rock, right? But Eminem don't even like his own mama. So Lord knows what he'll say about your black.
Checking me, that's a laughing matter, you know. I mean, it's ridiculous. But at the same time, Eminem, you know. I'm not a rapper. I'm quite sure you can out-rap.
Eminem's disses toward Diddy continued, but they were often layered, indirect, and surgical. On Fuel, Eminem delivered one of his most pointed references. R.I.P. Biggie and Pac, both of y'all should be living, but I ain't trying to beef with him cause he might put a hit on me like Keefe D, get him. That line wasn't random. Keefe D, real name Dwayne Keith Davis, is a former Southside Compton Crips member who was charged in connection with Tupac Shakur's 1996 murder. According to long-standing allegations, Keefe D claimed Diddy offered payment for the hit. These claims surfaced publicly in a 2015 documentary and were later revisited in 50 Cent's documentary series The Reckoning.
Woo! This is a tight one. And the winner is Eminem, The Eminem Show. Yes, sir.
To understand how dangerous these allegations are, consider this. Keefe D filed a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of being responsible for Tupac's death. Days later, he was reportedly attacked and nearly ended up back in prison. That alone sent shockwaves through the industry.
During the Biggie Smalls investigation in the early 2000s, the filing reads, the three LAPD and FBI agents were part of a task force to solve the shooting of rapper Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, legal name Christopher Wallace. The task force, through a sophisticated criminal investigation, obtained sufficient evidence that would prove Mr. Davis was the leader of the Southside Crips and his gang was responsible for over 360 kilos of and PCP. Mr. Davis provided 3 interviews to obtain immunity from prosecution. The final interview were solely questions regarding the Tupac Shakur, which Mr. Davis was also provided immunity from prosecution. So during a December 2008 interview with investigators, that is when Davis allegedly started to spill the beans about his one-time friend, Sean Combs, who he refers to as Puffy. He claims Sean Puffy Combs solicited Mr. Davis to kill Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur for $1 million. Eric Zip Martin, an associate of Puffy Combs, provided Mr. Davis with a gun to exact revenge on Tupac Shakur for the beating Mr. Anderson received. Now, Davis reportedly told the investigators that even though the job had been partially completed and Shakur was killed, neither he nor Anderson ever got paid. He later revealed that he believes Combs had paid the go-between Zip Martin, who he claims kept the money for himself. And he said much of the same thing in a 2009 interview a year later, because according to the motion to dismiss, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, as far back as 2009, was in possession of the same set of facts that the Clark County District Attorney is now alleging makes Mr. Davis responsible for the Tupac Shakur. The Clark County District Attorney's Office has offered no reason as to why it waited another 14 years to prosecute a case against Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis has been irreversibly prejudiced by this unnecessary delay in prosecution of this case, and Mr. Davis's constitutional rights have been violated in an extraordinary manner never before witnessed in the annals of the American criminal justice.
We have an update now on Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He's charged in the Tupac Shakur. Davis was in court again this morning after a fight with another inmate. Fox 5's Mike Allen walks us through what happened.
Dwayne Davis is answering for a jailhouse brawl. Here's what court records show, along with images from surveillance video released by Las Vegas Justice Court. On December 23rd, Davis was being escorted back into his cell when another inmate, Rockland Hamilton, who's also facing a charge, is standing to the right by a sink in this room. Hamilton walked over to Davis and squared up, looking ready to fight. They started throwing punches and grappling, and the officer escorting Davis called for backup, gave verbal commands too for the inmates to stop fighting, and then hit them with pepper spray. Before backup officers arrived, the two inmates kept grappling and throwing punches and were eventually separated after backup officers got into the room. Both Davis and Hamilton face battery by prisoner charges. Mike Allen, Fox 5 News, local Las.
Around the same time, Tupac Shakur's family officially reopened their own investigation. They hired high-profile attorney Alex Spiro, and Tupac's brother, Maprem Shakur, publicly expressed suspicion toward Diddy.
Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one.
Let me ask you this. I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to.
On Piers Morgan Uncensored, Maprem revealed something even more telling. He said Diddy personally called him to deny any involvement in Tupac's murder. What made the call strange wasn't just the denial, it was the timing. Diddy almost never addresses these allegations directly. He rarely reaches out privately to Tupac's family. To many, the call felt less like closure and more like damage control.
Interesting to me about your involvement in this is that Diddy actually called you after an LA Times article in 2008 alleging he'd been involved in your brother's death. What did he say that day when he called you?
He was in town. He was in LA at the time. He was on the radio. He asked a local DJ that we all know, Big Boy, to reach out to me because he wanted to speak to me about something. This is a few years after Pac's, and we all were familiar with all the rumors and stuff. I said, yeah, let me talk to him. So he called me, and I had my guys with me, Thug Life guys, and we heard what he had to say. He basically said he ain't have nothing to do with my brother's brother. And I told him the truth is still yet to come out, so we're gonna see. Here we are 27, 28 years later. Looks like there's some doubt in that statement. So, thus, along with all the other suspicions that people have, it was time for it to be investigated.
In a statement at the time, Diddy declared, "This story is a lie," the LA Times story. Neither I nor the late Notorious had any knowledge of any attack on Tupac before, during, or after it happened. Do you think that was an honest statement?
My opinion is that I don't believe it was 100% honest statement.
And of course, fans remember Tupac's own words. After the Quad Studios shooting, Tupac openly named Diddy in interviews, making it clear who he believed was responsible for what happened to him.
He was involved in the shooting.
Only they can answer that question. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you seen what I said in the Vibe article. I basically bowed out and was going to go ahead about my life. The next issue, that wasn't even the next issue, because them cowards waited about 4 issues before they got their story together. 4 issues later, half of New Yorkers commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing. In the first issue, we did, Vibe viewers. Nobody seen shit. The 4th issue, when they came back with a reply, everybody knew what I did. They knew what I said. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bullet. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work. They found the bullet. Oh, you found the bullet, huh? So what is this other shit he did? What was the doctors talking about? What? Can you explain these other holes in me? How'd I get gunpowder all over me? That insulted my intelligence. So yes, I did say Thug Life was there. Yes, I bowed out, all of that. But when they said that, they breathed.
Throughout all of this, 50 Cent has stood shoulder to shoulder with Eminem. In his recent documentary work, 50 has been investigating the same power structures, and like Keefe D, he's reportedly received threats. Just last week, 50 posted on Instagram that he received funeral flowers from Diddy.
This is what Diddy doing, y'all. All right, the diddler has sent 50 Cent some damn flowers while he locked up, bro. All right, we all know Diddy is mad about this whole docu-series that 50 put out on Netflix and is #1 going crazy, so you know he mad. Now, according to 50, all right, these are some warning flowers. Y'all know how Diddy used to get down. You know, he used to send people shit in the mail. He'll send a nigga to blow up a car. Y'all know how he get down. So if he mad, clearly he's mad about this documentary. Bro sent 50 some flowers at his hotel while he was in Miami, bro. Now, I ain't gonna show the address on these flowers, but 50 posted the whole address. Now, in the caption, 50 said, "What kind of gay is this? Diddy send me flowers at Club 11, LOL. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." Then he commented again and said, "A warning, I'm 90s grimy. You don't warn me, LOL." So y'all know why Diddy sent this. He ain't send it because he happy or proud of 50 for dropping this goddamn docuseries on his demon.
According to 50, the only reason Diddy is behind bars right now is because of the spotlight that he and Eminem helped shine. And now, Diddy is doing everything he can to escape that reality. He has filed an appeal asking a federal court to overturn his Mann Act convictions and 50-month sentence, or at least reduce it significantly and secure early release.
Filed his appeal motion and he wants out of jail immediately. And the media is acting like this is some bombshell new information that Diddy filed his appeal, but we knew this for months that Diddy was filing an appeal. His motion for his arguments on why he wants the appeal was just due today. So this is the motion that we are seeing him submit. And Diddy is using the same arguments that we've already heard him talk about. He is claiming that the judge acted like a 13th juror and gave him a sentence that was way higher than normal. Diddy is claiming that he believes that he should only have to sit 15 months at the most, and said that the judge sentenced him higher based off of other conduct that he was acquitted of. Now, when sentencing Diddy, he said that throughout this trial, he saw clear indications that Diddy was violent towards these women, and he was also doing other things like threatening these women with freak-off tapes. And in federal court, you have a thing called guideline ranges, and the judge actually didn't even go with the probation department's guideline ranges. He actually went lower, and the probation department is just a neutral party that looks at the case as a whole and says, we think you should sentence him to this much time. And the judge still went lower than that. And the judge explained it very well on why he came to the sentence that he did for Diddy. And like I said, it was even more lenient than the probation department. The probation department wanted more time. And he also said, I want to make it clear for the record that I am not sentencing you based on your acquitted conduct, but I am sentencing you based off things that I saw with my own eyes during this trial that can't just be misconstrued. When Diddy's sentencing came out, I said that I felt like the judge was saying this stuff on the record and also sentenced him the way he did because he already knew that Diddy was going to file an appeal, because Diddy said this before his sentence was even given to him. He kept putting the judge on notice that he was going to file an appeal because he didn't even feel like he should have been found guilty of the 2 transportation charges. Prosecution still has a whole another month until their response to Diddy's appeal motion is even due. So it's still gonna be a while before we even get through this process. This man literally dodged the bullet of life in prison and he's still complaining.
What's truly shocking is how many people in the industry are still protecting Diddy and attacking 50 instead. Some have labeled 50 petty or obsessed. He laughed it off. According to 50, if speaking on alleged abuse, intimidation, and decades of silence makes him petty, then he's perfectly fine with that label. So when 50 Cent says Eminem was never scared of Diddy, he's not exaggerating. Eminem stood firm when Diddy ran the industry, when Suge Knight ruled through fear, and when saying the wrong name could destroy careers. And that's why, decades later, Eminem remains one of the only artists willing to say out loud what the rest of the industry still whispers behind closed doors.
50 Cent isn't fazed by the online hate after some social media users called the rapper, quote, petty for producing the Netflix documentary Sean Combs' The Reckoning. 50 Cent tells the Go Derby in an interview published December 9th that he really doesn't sweat the criticism, saying, I accept that, I'll take that, I'll wear that. I have antics that I have become comfortable with on social media. And while some believe the docuseries is a, quote, hit piece on Combs, the rapper maintains that was never the intent, explaining they did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning. It's because they didn't get a chance to watch it when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind and it's become the #1 doc. And as for Combs' thought on the Netflix series, the mogul spoke out against his rival shortly before the project hit the platform, with his attorney telling Variety on December 1st, Netflix's so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. As Netflix and CEO Ted Sarandos know, Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his own story in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that